so that is what we're going to do. I lived a very, very exciting, crazy life. It's almost as if I lived two lives. Done my nails. I need to get them filled still. I've been so busy. I've literally had no time to do anything because my plate is full. But yeah, so that is coming. I'm really excited about it. And some of the things are going to be intense. I'm going to just let you know now. Some of the things are going to not be for the faint of heart. And that's just a little forewarning. I was essentially running the streets, and this was about 9 and 10 years ago now, and I did it all through high school. I was essentially running the streets, and every day was almost like a party. Pretty party. And I've seen a lot of crazy things. I've lost a lot of people, and probably 15 to 20 people I've known in my life have passed away. And I'm just very lucky to have made it out and to be alive. I put myself in a lot of crazy situations. Hooking up with police officers, and I had like a little fling with a police officer for a bit. Getting arrested, fights, house parties, staying up all night, and we literally had a whole block that was essentially ours that we ran, and there would be 15, 20, 25 people on this one street, and it was just a huge party, just bottles of alcohol and just craziness. A lot of feuding. There were me, and it's just so crazy. It's like a movie. I swear I could probably write a script for a movie with everything. But there were two neighborhoods that were very close to each other in this small little area, but they were separate neighborhoods, right? And they were kind of rivals in a sense. And I wasn't from one. My mom didn't live there. She lived in a quiet little neighborhood, but of course my ass ventured over to this other place. I went to a Catholic grammar school, and where that Catholic school was in this neighborhood. That's how I shirt, a yellow, or a white, and that's it. Or you could wear a white polo button-up, a white, like, button-up regular shirt with a collar. They all had to have colors. Had to have a collar. Yeah, so short shirt, a short sleeved, long sleeved, and our skirt had to be navy blue, so-and-so's house, and we're gonna continue like hanging out and having fun over there. And one day I just said yes. And I remember like that day a fight broke out after the dance, and they were involved in the fight. And I was like so shocked. I was a little scared because it was so new for me, right? Like, and I remember leaving my other friends. They didn't come, and I just went, and I felt almost like a sense of sadness. It's like I knew something was starting, and almost like something was ending. And I stayed friends with all of those people, but I wasn't as close, and I didn't spend as much time with them as I started to get more and more involved in that crowd. And then high school started, and I chose to switch my high school last minute and go to one in this area, and it was over from there. I just really got involved with, this crowd, and became one of them essentially. And, I still dabbled with my old friends and hung out with them as well, but I was very involved at this point. It kind of became a part of me. I was considered one of those girls. I wasn't just looking at them, admiring them anymore. I was one. But a lot came along with that. But like I was saying, so there were, us girls, and then there was another group of girls just like us, but from the other neighborhood. And of course, we were rivals, right? And kind of like two high school football teams that are, the same area, but two separate high schools, and they're rivals. We have a lot of that here. Kind of like that. And very territorial, very, these are our guys and these are your guys. And then like I started dating a guy from over there, from their guys, and that caused a lot of problems because I was dating one of their men, and they would purposely like flirt with him. It was my bad ex, by the way. They would purposely flirt. And I felt like certain people would purposely flirt with him in front of me, and certain things like that. But it was just a very different lifestyle than I was used to growing up, and I got very wrapped up in it. And it's like there was always me still, right? But then my curiousness trickled. does it transfer